Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. The time has come to be fully present, to be fully transparent, and to give you a place, a space, a community where you find your tribe, where you connect to stories, and where you just come and receive what you need to begin your healing journey, to continue your healing journey. And I pray that you receive an abundance of blessings. And this is us. This is me. I am your host, Yasmine Young, better known as the Chocolate Lady. We'll get into that background in just a bit. As you can see, I did my absolute best to launch on Valentine's Day. This has been about 8 years in the making. So be encouraged. If you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have a passion and you haven't done it yet, you're in the right place because we don't come with perfection. We come with anticipation to be inspired, to be motivated, to be, um, just to be who we are. So I hope that you find meaning and purpose. I hope you discover your voice. And more than anything, I just hope you enjoy our moments of truth and transparency, charisma and care, and everything in the middle. One of the things I intend to do is not do too much editing because I think being in a place where you can authentically connect to the bloopers or the mishaps or whatever is to come, like that gives you a connection, a real connection. So who am I? Why are we here? Why do we need another podcast or another channel? Well, here's my story, and I'm excited to share with you. I am a mom of 4 kids, married to my amazing husband, who has been a blessing from God because my first time around didn't work out. But this time around, it was God picked, hand chosen. So together we are a beautiful blended family. We like to call us a remerge family because God merged us in to a fast lane and we became one. And this channel is really about having opportunities to find a voice of resilience, to experience and encounter joy, love, and laughter in a world that it just seems that it's unattainable. It seems that the noise and the chaos of what life brings keeps us stuck, keeps us back. And so we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about family. We're going to have the courage to heal. A very long time ago, that was the whole vision for this podcast, was the courage to heal. But God kept bringing me back to the beginning, and the beginning has a lot to do with chocolate. So why am I called the Chocolate Lady? What is all this chocolate about? Is it about the properties and the elements within chocolate? I mean, not theoretically, but it's an analogy. It's a symbol of love, like true, true, true love. As a woman of God, as a woman that pushes, no, that's not a right word. I'm not going to edit that, right? Um, I live by my faith. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect, but like God has literally transformed me from the inside out, continues to transform me from the inside out. So my faith is always going to be at the forefront of everything I do, of everything I say. And I hope that you find encouragement, whether you're a believer or not. This is not a place to try to bring you to my faith, but rather helping you to discover like who is God? What is his authentic nature all about? And in the stories that will be told, that will be shared, you will see the resilience, the love, the just the compassion that it takes, the fight, and the absolute courage. All right, so I am the Chocolate Lady. And how did I get that amazing, really cool title? Not because my man is amazingly, um, we'll leave that for another episode. But honestly, as a child growing up in New York City, in a home where I felt sometimes I lived in a double place. Monday through Friday, I lived with my parents in El Barrio in Spanish Harlem in New York City. And then Friday afternoon, when I came home from school, all the way through Sunday, I lived with my grandparents in the Bronx, in the Boogie Down Bronx, in the South Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx. So I really grew up, I feel like, in two homes. And let me just say, I apologize for my voice. I'm overcoming a really, really, really bad cold. But, we're going to do our best. So if you just bear with me. So growing up in two households, I really saw two different views on what love was. My parents absolutely loved me. They absolutely provided for me. They did their best. But there was a lot of turmoil. There was a lot of unhealed trauma that both my parents endured. And unfortunately, one of my parents chose unhealthy mechanisms to deal with their trauma. And that brought forth a lot of toxicity, a lot of pain, a lot of struggles in my own life. And yet, in my grandparents' house, um, there was just a lot of love. There was not the chaos. There was not the turmoils, the fighting, the yelling, the just the toxicity that I lived in during the other 5 days of the week. But one of the really coolest things that my grandparents have left me, they're no longer here, but my grandparents loved, like, for real, my grandfather absolutely loved Valentine's Day. Like, that was his jam. That was his day to celebrate my grandmother. He just poured out his heart of love and flowers and gifts and candy and chocolates. And so what I had to do through my life struggles, because Lord knows I've been through so much, but I've overcome so much. And I had to find a moment in my life where I was like, God, not everything was bad. Like, not everything was hard, was it? And he reminded me when I met my husband back in 2015. God reminded me of a childhood memory that would live in me for the rest of my life. And my grandfather would purchase a box of chocolates, hence the chocolate. He would purchase a box of chocolates for my grandmother as an expression, as a symbol of love. Um, every year, he would buy a bigger box of chocolate than he did the year before. And it was just, again, it was his way of saying how much I love you. We called them Mami and Papi. Um, and Papi would buy all sorts of chocolates. But check this out. I wouldn't see them until the weekend, right? My sister and I would go on that Friday. If Valentine's Day fell on another day, she would wait. She would wait to open that box of chocolates until my sister and I showed up on Friday. So it was an extended love that she gave us. It's like, I want to share this gift of love with you, my grandchildren, my granddaughters. Like, let's just pause on that for a minute. Like, have you ever had something so dear and so special that you held on to it, but the gift really came when you shared it with someone else? That's what this did for me. It's a remembrance in my childhood of absolute love for us and the symbol of chocolate. So this is what chocolate moments is all about. This is what unwrapping chocolate moments is all about. Yes, life is hard. If you made it to adulthood, you have been through something. Life is hard, no doubt. But life gets sweeter when you choose to be resilient, when you choose joy, when you choose to overcome. It's a choice. And so this space is for you to choose joy, to choose resilience. And maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you're in the thick of it. this place, this community, this channel, whatever God is going to do with it, this is a place where I hope you find a space to breathe, to relax, and to unwrap your chocolate moments. So I'm excited. I'm excited because this has been a vision that I've held on to for a long time. And please let me know that I'm not alone. Sometimes it's hard to do the very thing that we know that we have been called to do. Can I get a drop of an amen, please? Like, it is hard. It's like we could see the vision. I knew in my heart that it was a matter of time. I knew in my heart that God has called me to a place to build a community of women who just need a space to just breathe. Just breathe, right? We just need a space where we could take off our titles. We could take off the mom hat. We could take off the mother hat. We could take off the wife hat. We could take off the executive hat. We could take off whatever the titles are that make us who we are and just be authentically ourselves. That's what this is about. That's what this is for. So I invite you to reach out, to connect, to engage, to share comments, to ask questions. So who's coming on board, right? What kind of guests are we going to hear? What kind of stories are we going to hear? Y'all, I'm telling you, we're going to hear stories of women who have overcome tragedy and deep losses. We're going to hear from women who are actually still in the thick of it, and they're willing to be vulnerable enough to share their stories while they're going through. We're going to actually hear from women who don't even know their why, who don't understand what all this pain was for. We bring forth purpose and power. We use the authority that Christ has given us to overcome. And more importantly, this is a place for you. I don't want to be the only one leading this out, because this is a we thing. This is not a me thing, right? This is that God has given us a place and a space. So I hope you find community. I hope you find a beautiful connection. I hope that you find a place where you can just, girl, I'm gonna just say it. And I don't have one on, but some of us will take off the wig, remove the makeup, take off the mask that we've been wearing. I have been writing a book for several years, and there's a section in this book where it talks about un, un, unwrapping like the mask that we've put on. There's a beautiful analogy the Lord gave me, with COVID, when we endured such heartache and such setback of this unexpected turbulence in our lives called COVID. We had to mask up, literally, we had to mask up. And this story that I get to share in this book, it's about unmasking. How do we unmask in a world that we were told to mask up, literally, figuratively, and literally? So we're going to unmask ourselves. We're going to come with the most authentic self, and you can be one of those people that just watches. I have a lot of people. I have a pretty big following on Facebook, and I know that I don't call them trolls. I don't really like that terminology, but I know that there's a lot of people who watch and a lot of people who look and they don't engage and they don't respond. And I invite you into this space where, come to the forefront, share your story, give yourself permission to heal. So the kind of women and the kind of stories that we're going to hear are going to be life changing. They're going to inspire you, from young and old, because we don't separate. There are no boundaries here. I want young folks on here. I want young teenagers. I want millennials. I want people to come and be all that they were made to be. So, with that being said, I welcome you. I invite you to this beautiful place, Unwrapping Chocolate Moments. And I can't wait, because there's more. There's so much more to come. So, until our next show, I thank you. click a like, a subscribe, a follow, ask me questions. If you see yourself as someone that wants to share your story, if you're ready to unwrap, please reach out to me. I would love to bring you on and just allow you to share your story. So I thank you for your support in advance. This is going to be one of those places where you're going to find a mirror and you're going to see yourself in it. And you're going to say, you know what? I'm that person. I see myself in that story. And that's what I desire for this space. So until next time, we thank you. I wish you an absolute amazing Valentine's Day. So until next time.